Howdy there, friends. Well, it's a new year, and with every new year, I always try to come up with new self improvement techniques or new things that I want to accomplish. I know. The whole New Year's thing is pretty played out, but still, it's a day of the year where you can actually make a new start. And one of the things I wanted to start over this year was how I handle myself in a debate or in a discussion, an argument, whatever you might call it. I've been continuously trying to improve my debating skills over the years. Like so many other people, I have my opinions, and when they are confronted, I say, hey, wait a minute. And that's okay, that's natural, but it's something that we work to improve upon. It's the same reason that when we're little kids and somebody disagrees with us, we just scream and rant and cry at them, whatever it might be. Kids learn eventually that that kind of attitude is not going to get you anywhere. But it seems that a lot of adults never got the message, if you will. And I've watched a lot of debates online. I'm sure all of you have, whether they're political or whether they're something to do with the environment or, a podcast topic, whatever it might be. So some of the 7 basic points that I thought personally were important to remember if you choose to debate or interact. Number 1, both people have to have data. What I mean by that is you can't have one doctor, for example, quoting dozens of different journals and papers and then have another guy come on and just say, yeah, well, you're wrong. Look at you. You don't know what you're talking about. All the things you said were wrong. Even if the one doctor who's saying that is more respected, the other doctor's coming with data. And if you're armed with data and facts, that's the best you can do. Sometimes there is no data. Sometimes there are no facts. And that makes it for a more interesting topic. But I never cease to be amazed at how two people will sit and argue for an hour about something without presenting any actual numbers. And we tend to stick with what we think we know, so it's important to be flexible in that. When both people have data, then people can cross-reference it. And that doesn't mean the data is always correct. It just means you have to have a basis to go on. Number 2 is mutual respect for each other, usually. I mean, two people can argue or debate if they don't respect or don't like each other at all, of course. But a mutual respect allows people to feel a little more comfortable getting in deeper and still not feeling like they're going to hurt the person's feelings. And that comes to number 3, which is never take it personal. I think that this is the thing I see the most, whether whoever's debating or arguing about something online, and you'll have somebody start coming back with ad hominem attacks. Basically, that's the next one. Number 4 is avoid fallacies. Fallacies are basically straw man fallacy, straw man argument, or a red herring, or the ad hominem. Ad hominem is just when a person doesn't have anything to contribute to an argument, so they just insult the person's character instead, or completely divert from the topic by using straw man. So all of these are worth learning. Learning the fallacies, there's a couple dozen, I believe, that have been noted, but there's only about 10 notable fallacies to be aware of. And you should always stick to the topic. Never take it personal, because it's a topic, it's not you. Now this can be more difficult when it's religious, because people do take it personal, or these days even political beliefs, because they take that personal too. But you really can't. You got to stick to the topic itself. Number 5 is no talkovers. I think we see this so much when people who are otherwise, claim to be these responsible, upstanding citizens having this debate on the stage in front of millions of people, and they're just going blah, 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 like somebody on The View, like just constant talkovers, and nothing ever gets accomplished that way. Nobody ever hears anything. It's just a drain. And it can be difficult to have a debate without talking over, and sometimes you do need to do it, especially if the person's dominating the conversation. And the last 2 reasons or to make it worth debating or to question whether or not to debate is something worth knowing or not. Whether this thing that you want to argue about is even matters. Sometimes you'll find yourself in a small debate with somebody about something, and in the end you're like, wait, we're arguing over, whether ancient textile color was red or maroon, who gives a damn? None of that matters, right? But sometimes we can step back and laugh at ourselves for that. I've definitely done it plenty. It's like, why am I debating this? So often the debates or discussions I prefer are the ones where I feel like people's knowledge could be improved by knowing something that would benefit them, whether physically or mentally or otherwise. But it doesn't mean that I'm right. And that's the final one, is agree to disagree. We have to be able to do that. We cannot just assume that everyone else is wrong. We have to be able to agree to disagree with people and to walk away with a handshake. And I'm seeing more of this today. It's really, I'm highly impressed with how the internet is reforming itself, for example, because that's where our online is where everything's moved to. Whether it be music, movies, or news, or anything else, it's all online. So you have to go there to get anything. You're forced into this playground where there's so much false data and information and pointless discussions and debates that you have to know what to sift through and what matters to you. But we need more of the ability for people to agree to disagree, and I'm seeing that happening. I'm seeing a lot more balanced podcasters and people coming into the limelight that are, because society, a lot of people have just had it. They've had it with the division. They want to live their lives. Because most people, their intention isn't to argue. Their intention isn't to debate. The reason for an argument or a debate is to get to the bottom of a topic to figure out how to better structure a world that we can all live in. And it's that simple. So, thanks for listening. Have some good debates this year. Talk to you next time.